It's like a 6-hour drive would have been faster.
Yeah.
Hey, halftime. And yes, that halftime, that field goal pushed the total. I wasn't so sure Dallas was going to be able to drive and get you the points you needed if you had that second half or first half over. If you had the first half under, RIP, sorry about that. But so far, kind of an ass beating. It felt like there probably should have been a few more points. Even Philly had a couple drives stalled out. They looked good. And I was talking to producer Dan before you even got in the room, Drew. And it is the perfect, like, if you were ever worried about dealing with this next week, the Dak Prescott return. Like, oh, but Cooper Rush hasn't lost a single game. Can you imagine? Like, this is what I want to imagine before we actually get in this game. Cooper Rush throws for 303 touchdowns. They take down the undefeated Eagles. You can't even watch TV because like the Skips and the Stevens and those shows just horrible all week. How can you give Dak Prescott the keys back to this team? It's like, so it's kind of perfect that he's played a little rough, and truthfully, a lot of credit to the Philly defense. They are all over the place. There's been a good handful of tipped balls and defended balls. It's not just like Cooper Rush is throwing bad balls, which there have been a couple, but man, they're knocking stuff down. They're tipping things up. They're getting after it. They're getting real physical without getting, called for anything. So the game plan on both sides, and honestly, special teams too. It doesn't seem like these Dallas run backs are very good, except that, that final one that they end up getting a little bit of yardage on. So Philly is a truck as advertised. What say you, Drew?
Love Philly. Turning out that this is actually a thing that their second quarter they just poured on.
Yeah,
very cool.
It's enough games where it's like, is this just a thing where they every single second quarter?
Cowboys Eagles are -3.5 in the second half of this game. That's the spread. Eagles -3.5. Huh. Not expecting a comeback, even though Dallas gets the ball first. All right. No, my read is very straightforward, which is the Philadelphia Eagles are just a well-run ship. Good roster, balanced roster, excellent coaching. The first scoring drive that they had, where they on 3rd and 5 got a couple of yards on the ground with a little bit of a misdirectional play. That's like knowing that, we're at the Dallas 40. We're going to ultimately go for it here. This is 2-down situation to get 5 yards. So let's call a run play. And then we got a really fun one that everybody was on the same page. They knew exactly what they were doing on that 4th down. Brilliant. The 3rd and 1 pushed the pile. Loved it. And then ultimately they get in with a high success rate expected run. So it was just like this is a good team. It's well coached. I don't want to jinx ultimately that the Eagles get the ball first. Oh, okay. Well, see, that shows how much I was watching. Oh, we had a 3-play 1-minute punt for the
the Dallas's first drive was pretty forgettable.
No.
And here's the question. Was that 4th down play the exact same play they ran for the touchdown? Like, those were pretty much the same thing like that.
Basically, it's a great play. It's a really good play.
That's like a perfect play if you need 5 yards. And then on the touchdown, obviously, he just turned it up for a little more. When I saw that 4th down play, I'm like, fuck, that's perfect.
What are you going to do there? It's a really good play, especially because you freeze Parsons. They are going, and I want to give Parsons a little bit of a pass here because he doesn't look 100%. I think he's playing through something somewhat significant.
Yeah, he's still that groin still is hurt.
He doesn't look 100%. And but you know what I especially like that they're doing? They're making him run in coverage a lot. So it's like, let's test that groin a little, buddy. Let's see what you got here. So
make him go side to side.
It's just good, solid football. And we just haven't had a ton of that this season. So I love seeing the Eagles do it. I'm rewatching the touchdown now to Brown. It was the same play. It's just good football, good. Love to see it. And sorry it's coming at the Cowboys' expense, but and again, I don't want to jinx the cover because there's a lot of game left to be played here. But when you don't feel good if you took the points with the Cowboys, when Mike McCarthy elects to go for it on his own 34, and you see Cooper Rush drop back to pass to Peyton Hookersnot or whatever his name is. It's like this is what we're going with. This is what we're working with.
Hookersnot.
I can't remember his name. I can never get it right. Peyton something. But yeah, a 4th and 1 where you're trying to force it to Hookersnot is not ideal, especially with the game. Putting the game in the balance that early in the contest. So feels like the Eagles should have a little bit more than 20 points here. The 2 drives that did stall, I give the Dallas defense some credit. They came up with some solid stops. And I wish the Eagles had not taken their foot off the gas. I wish it was 28-3 instead of 20-3, but it is what it is. Eagles likely win this game by 20 points, in my opinion. And that was my opinion before the game started. So nothing's really changed.
Yeah, the under's getting hit a little here. I don't know.
I like the over.
Really?
I like the over. Oh yes.
It's you're getting a better number. It's been beat down to.
If
20.
Mike McCarthy's going to go for it from his own 34 in the second quarter, he's sure shit's going to do it in the third and the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I've kind of looked at this. It's been weird. Like Philly was pretty efficient. A few of those drives were good, but at the same time, like the first interception, which it was a tipped ball, but it was like a bad decision. Like I never want to say, oh, it's a tipped ball up in the air. It's a little 50-50 variant shit. It's like, no, don't throw that ball first off. So that one started at the Dallas 44. The one that ended on downs was the Dallas 34. And then the other interception was the Dallas 46. I believe. So they've had really good field position, only come up with 20 points. You're expecting Dallas to come up with some points. Why aren't you just taking Dallas in the points here?
Well, I think Philly.
Philly
can get to 40. I think they're going to get some short fields. They're going to get some gimme touchdowns here. Sam's point's fair. Like Philly could just eat the shit out of the clock. That's the way they operate with the lead in general.
That's what I'm a little hesitant.
I don't think they fiddle fuck around in this game. I think they're going to continue to put points on the board. They kind of know what's at stake here. This is a big fucking high leverage game for Philly, man. Like after this, the schedule is just so wheat. Although maybe the Giants are better than
the Giants are.
They get Mitch Trubisky and the Steelers next week. Then they get the Texans, Commies, Colts, Packers, Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants. I mean, when does it end, Andy? I mean, they probably no-show one of those games, but they're going to be touchdown favorites every week between now and December 24th, Christmas Eve, at the Cowboys. This is the next time they're not going to be touchdown favorites.
I don't trust team rankings on this one because sometimes I think this is wrong. But it says that Philly is your third worst second half team in the league.
In terms of like yards per play and that type
point,
of stuff?
I'm just going points. I don't have the time to pull up but Dallas and Philly averaging 13 second half points combined. Granted, Dallas is in a different situation. They've been leading in most of their games except the we had the game against Tampa where they just couldn't do anything.
The Dallas defense has already been on the field for 20 minutes. Philly's offense is going to score points in this one. I think we go over 20.5. And if the Cowboys ultimately make this a competitive game and threaten to cover, then I think the over is.
All right, I'll let
good
you've had a good read on this game. You had a good read pre-game, so I'll let you have it because I've had
a good week so far, man.
I'm hesitant to bet anything on this one.
I want to talk about some of the other games, and I don't want to spoil tomorrow's pod. That's fair. They've been playing a lot of teams that don't that don't really have a chance. Like the Vikings didn't have a chance in that game. They weren't doing anything. Commanders, the Jaguars, it was in a windstorm and they got a bunch of short fields with fumbles. Like
you might get a 19.5 here if you wait. It's getting to under 20 minus 17 now. So
okay, let's wait and let's get 19.5. I love it.
I don't know if it keeps going. We'll see.
I mean, the fact I get why the market likes under, and I get the reasons make total sense. But this Dallas defense is going to run out of gas, and Philly's going to score points in the second half. Like the expecting an under is basically saying Philly's not going to contribute too much to this total. I think they get to 40 in this game.
All right.
This is their coming out party, man. They're at home. The place is rocking.
The Phillies are in the NLCS.
Oh man, how about that? Phillies Padres at LCS. Can you believe it?
All right, just for the sake of putting a lineup, we'll put over 20 minus 103. So that's what Chris has right now.
I love it. I'm in.
I kind of just want to bet Philly. I think it might just be 10-0 second half.
Okay. The rest of the week was interesting. There was some fucking chaos, man. Basically everything went my way in game by game betting and for my futures portfolio, except for the Jags losing to the Colts. That was the only kind of bugaboo that I really suffered.
That was a goofy one. Like, I didn't see that stat line from Matt Ryan where it's like, hey, maybe he throws the ball 60 bleeping times. That was great. And truthfully, yeah, he was good at moments. Like, they scored quite a few points, and they were in some bad spots.
Actually, you know what the difference was? Their pass protection was excellent. You took 0 sacks.
Didn't get hit. Like, this is what we said all the time. Like, hey, Matt Ryan's going to Indianapolis, and he's not going to get hit like he did in Atlanta, and it should be just fine. Granted, they gave up quite a few points to the Jags being in a home game. You got to clean that up if you want to get back on the right track, Matt Foley style. But that is like every game was. I'm trying to think if there was a game that wasn't entertaining in some way, because the Atlanta San Francisco game was entertaining because I had Atlanta, and that was just such a fun. Like,
I mean, Carolina Rams was miserable.
I'm saying so. The noon. I'm saying the noon slate.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
sorry. The Zappy game was fun just because that was something we said. Like, Cleveland's defense is legit horrible,
and I felt like the over was going to have a tough time, and then all of a sudden the fourth quarter we got a little explosion of points.
I will never not enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers struggle, even if it cost me a little bit of scratch there. But the Jets putting it on the Packers was enjoyable. The Jags Indy game was just enjoyable from a back and forth standpoint. Same thing with Cincy New Orleans. That was just a good game. Baltimore Giants was fun. Pittsburgh's defense was playing with their hair on fire, and they were knocking.
They took that mini bye and really made the most of it.
Yeah, they were knocking balls down left and right. Like, Brady was finding guys, and people were coming out of the woodwork to knock balls down, defend passes, clean up tackles, finish guys off. Like, it was very, very, very strange how well that team played with basically two of their best pieces gone. So kudos to whoever's firing those guys up. Yeah, Rams Carolina was miserable. Seattle Arizona was a miserable game. Buffalo, Kansas City.
Seattle, Arizona was great, man.
Buffalo, yeah.
Seahawks, man. The Geno Smith's world.
The Bills Chiefs game was miserable because they had an over, and the first 3 drives were. I mean,
2 turnovers in the red zone in the first quarter. Yeah. You feel like, oh, this is
I'm done.
Cursed.
We're done here.
So this is cursed. Yeah, and even then, getting to 20 points before halftime felt like a gift because 10 points came in the last minute.
Yeah, it was. But it was still fun, especially for a couple of fellas who like Josh Allen quite a bit.
Yeah,
I gotta figure, and I feel like even with Mahomes having good performance, if this second half that you're predicting happens, I think Hurts might leapfrog him in MVP talk. That's an undefeated team, baby. We're gonna start getting he's gonna be close. He'll be up there.
I don't mind him. I don't mind him second in the betting market.
No.
I'm fine.
He's going to leapfrog Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
certainly not Josh Allen.
In the betting market, sure.
Josh Allen should be plus 120 after this. It's early.
Yes. No, I mean,
certainly not Josh Allen. I'm talking.
I don't want to call.
It'll be Allen, Hurts, Mahomes. That's your top 3 I like.
Yeah. I mean, we could just call the season now and see MVP Josh
that would
Allen
be nice.
versus Coach of the Year Nick Sirianni in the Super Bowl is fine with me.
Do you think so? Do you truly think Sirianni is the favorite, or is he co-favorites at table come tomorrow?
I think he's favored. I mean,
I don't think he's favored by a lot.
The market has given him. I mean, dude, the dude's winning 15 games this season. I don't, maybe more.
I know, but Dable's
like,
doing it with Danny Dimes.
You think that keeps up? I don't know, man.
Well, I'm talking about the market as of Monday.
Yeah, I mean, he
Like-
deserves, like, he's going to exceed expectations ultimately more than by a absolute mile. Yes, but I don't think the Giants are going to have to beat the Eagles twice and win the division for that to happen.
Yeah,
I don't think it will.
you certainly put on the rose-colored glasses when it comes to your bets. I love that. Like
Dable's trash.
If I had
no chance.
If I had to set it, I would make Dable a slight favorite, depending.
Yeah,
doing that much with, I mean, just the expectations are so wildly low for this team. But you're right. Like, it can all come crashing down to earth if they go into Philly and just get the shit punched in, and they end up being a 500 team. People will be excited about him, but the number one seed with a young quarterback is going to be something. Yeah, Kevin points out Barkley, once Barkley gets hurt eventually.
Well, Barkley for now is your comeback player of the year with a bullet, but he will ultimately get hurt. I
don't know if you should use that sort of terminology, considering the second choice
actually got shot. You're right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like, he got shot, came back. Like, that's crazy how quick he came back from that. So yeah, I think it's probably Barkley. That seems almost set in stone, doesn't it? Gino is that's interesting, because Gino's been in the league for a while.
Does he get an award for coming back from stinking?
Oh, Robinson can't win it? Is there actually rules? I didn't think there were like rules.
Oh, I think a couple of books maybe took him out of the market because he's a rookie.
I suppose.
Pretty stupid. Anyway, the Giants could keep winning.
Barkley and Gino, I suppose.
See, the Giants get at Jags, at Seattle the next 2 weeks, and then their bye week. Coming out of their bye, they have some winnable games, but I don't know. I just don't know if the winning continues. And really, that final end of the season, at Washington, at Minnesota, Indy at home, at Philly, like, they could finish the season 1-3, and that pretty much throws cold water right all over the Daboll Coach of the Year case, even if they make the playoffs as a wild card. Oh man, Philly's not going to get points on this drive. Dallas defense is playing well.
Somebody reported. Somebody who votes says he's not eligible if he didn't play last year. I should give him some sort of award. At least make him the Walter Payton one. Does Barkley get enough counting stats for Offensive Player of the Year? I feel like it's one of those things where, you don't give too many awards to one team, and he's just so entrenched in the comeback player of the year.
Yeah. And also, like, the Vikings could be 15-2, and you got to give something to Jefferson at that point, right?
So not only that, just Jefferson, Lamar, Hurts, like, there's just so many other names that are going to slide into that conversation as well. So I think it's probably tough. I mean, if he starts having 150-yard, 2-touchdown games, it certainly can slide into that conversation. And if Jefferson keeps getting tackled at the 5 and Dalvin Cook takes his touchdowns, it's going to make it harder for him.
Is he leading the league in receiving yards right now? Probably is.
He had those 2 real big games.
Receiving yards per game, 109. Man, 109 yards per game. That's pretty incredible. He's ahead of Cooper Kupp by 20.
Tyreek is 701. My goodness.
He does?
Yeah. 50 catches for 701s. Only 2 touchdowns somehow. Same as Jefferson, though. Stephon Diggs is quietly up there. I don't know why Diggs isn't getting the love he used to. It's wild how Diggs just never comes up in these conversations.
I mean, it's because Josh Allen with the ball in his hands is unbelievable. Do you see the MVP hurdle he did today? That was the best play of the day, and that's his Heisman tape basically. The hurdle was incredible. I don't know. I'll save more of my material for tomorrow. But Jefferson had 107 today. Oh, Hill had 177 today. Wow. Jesus. How did the Dolphins lose that game? The Dolphins doubled them up in yardage and lost. 458 to 234.
So
My
I think
God.
the Dolphins probably have the two most puzzling box scores of the year.
Yes. So here's the weird thing, right?
The thing was
The
that
Vikings went
the
2 of 12.
interceptions.
The Vikings went 2 of 12 on third down and won the game. Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyone who didn't know, Drew had some travel mishaps, flights removed, so he was in the air. We didn't get a chance to do a recap. So same time that we would have done it today, tomorrow. So we'll have a little more time to digest stuff. We'll do we'll do a recap pod tomorrow. Tariq Woolen, yeah, defensive
He,
rookie of the year.
I think Woolen's
There's
got to be the
three.
favorite. Yeah.
There's three new names every week. We just keep moving it.
Yeah. Woolen is at the top of my list right now for defensive rookie. Brees Hall would be at the top of my list for offensive rookie. And he's probably already won it, honestly. He's gonna have to. Something's gonna have to happen for him not to win the offensive rookie of the year. Are you laughing?
Yeah.
Something crazy happened?
No, I just like it's such a quarterback centric award. Like
Zappy.
you
You
know,
think
like
he's still
just
alive?
if Zappy is given the game, given the reins to the team and gets to start the rest of the season,
Is
so
there any chance that happens though?
I have no idea. I have no. Belichick is not exactly an open book. When they asked
No.
about, like, it's almost annoying at this point. Like, I get it, Bill, you're gruff. That's
Is this a
fun.
Tom Brady taking over from Drew Bledsoe situation?
Maybe, but like, it's stupid. Like when Mac Jones is hurt and Belichick's like, I don't know, I'm not an orthopedic surgeon. Buddy, we know, but you have people on staff that have told you. You obviously have more information. Don't be a dick. Just say you don't want to tell us, I guess. Like, we'll just review that next week. Like, very, very close book. You never know what's going to happen.
Zappy
And the
should
thing about,
probably be undefeated. He probably should have beat the Packers.
well, and the thing is too, like, Zappy played two kind of bad defenses, so he might not actually be that good. Like Cleveland is real bad. So, and we'll see. And then if Kenny Pickett is a bad injury, he's kicked out of the rookie of the year market. He had there was 2 weeks where he was a guy that was in there, and he might just be out now. So,
Yeah.
And just because he's a quarterback, and the Falcons are playing well enough where I don't think they move down to it. I'm trying to think if any of the other quarterbacks are like, if they're nigh to be playing soon, you know.
Too late.
What about Tennessee?
I mean, Tennessee is in control of the AFC South.
That's something.
Oh, AFC South is really bad.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I can't believe the Jags aren't going to win that. It's wild.
Yeah, Pickett got his bell rung, looking like concussion. So who knows how many weeks that is? Yeah, and Heineke is injury prone. Yeah, Wentz is injured now too. So you can see Howell, I guess.
Oh yeah, Wentz might be done, huh? God, dude. Yikes.
There's been some injuries this year, guys.
It's been crazy.
Serious question. Has Tom Brady had plastic surgery? I would not speculate, but yes, he has.
I mean, without question.
His face looked a lot different.
I don't think there really is much of a question. And in fact, I think that's probably why he wasn't. That's probably why we didn't see him very much in the preseason. Is he didn't want to be on
pickle
camera.
lipo.
Yeah.
And eyelid surgery. Oh, his shoulder looks like it's hurting him. Might just be a stinger. I'm gonna start doing that. Where I'm gonna do like those doctors on Twitter, be like, I think this is probably an Achilles tear. I'm just gonna, like, when somebody hurts their shoulder, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that looks like an ACL.
Yeah.
My prognosis is 4 to 6 weeks.
I mean, that's the angle every single time. Just say it. Oh, it's over. Season's over. Career season under.
Wrist. Yeah, I don't know if that was shoulder or wrist. He was holding his arm.
Who are you talking about?
Whoever just got hurt for the Eagles. That wasn't paying.
Oh, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
CGJ.
Again, a a very, very strange move that the Saints made right on the eve of the season, sending him to a conference contender.
How
He's
about these
kind of
Cowboys?
good.
Need them to score, I guess.
Yeah, would like a touchdown here. Do not settle for 3, Mike McCarthy.
Put a little pressure. That's the other thing that sucked about the Chiefs-Bills game, because right away, even though they were getting to the red zone, they were taking some time.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of my handicap was like, I need somebody to get up by 14. And then the other team will just have to do the thing where, they go score in 4 plays.
What did you give me your honest take when the Josh Allen gets Knox for the go-ahead touchdown with a minute left? Did you say too much time? You left Mahomes too much time?
I had Knox over receiving yards.
So you were just excited about that.
I honestly just breathed a sigh of relief that I got one of my props home.
You didn't think that they left too much time for Mahomes? That wasn't your
I absolutely
reaction?
did. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. There was a lot of time left.
Too much time. I said it out loud.
Too much time.
Too much time. Too much time.
Maybe give it to Pollard here? Nope.
I mean, yeah, we're in the 14. This is Zeke three touches here, man. Give him all 3. Zeke's got to eat.
Just took one.
Touchdown.
There we go. Dallas touchdown.
You know what that helps? Not the Philly plus -6. Not Philly -6.
A good number on it though.
Good over. Good for the over though.
Zeke rolls back the clock.
All right, man. Let's not give away any more of our takes. Save it for tomorrow.
Well, yeah, we'll catch you 7:20 tomorrow, and then one shout out, Drew. Like I was telling Dan before you got on here, I actually missed a little bit of football today to go catch the championship game.
Oh, cool.
Stewartville. It's not even. They don't have the same mascot as the high school. Stewartville Rebels softball. Number 1. They gave fucking medals at like this 12-year-old kid's softball tournament.
Excellent, man. Good dad of the year.
Walk off ribby for Little Molitor.
Oh, I love it.
It's not like it was the walk off RBI in the top of the inning. I'll explain how the rules work later. It's so fucked up. All the rules are dumb. I hate everything about youth softball. But number 1, go Rebels.
Good job, man.
Catch you tomorrow, guys.